A couple of weeks ago, Harley Davidson added yet another motorcycle to its India lineup. And from a brand that makes some real mean-looking bikes, the 48 as it's called, is an absolute urban brawler. Kailash Menon, that lucky sod, got a chance to ride one, and here's his report.
It's a boy, a big, boisterous, bad one at that. Christened 48, this bike is a classic case of blast from the past. And believe it or not, the motorcycle is named on a gas tank design.
Now this right here is the notorious peanut tank. It debuted in the year 1948 on a motorcycle called the S125. As you can see, it looks pretty mean and menacing. It's got zero curves, it's completely angular. But the real problem is that it can hold only up to 8 liters of gas.
Yup, the tight tank capacity is a big dent to its touring credentials. Push her hard and you will drain it dry even before you cross the city limits.
Now the petrol pit stops will plague your mind while you're on a long ride. Every time you see a petrol pump, you'd be like, shall I go in or shall I not? And if I miss this one, will I ever see the next one? The problem really is the 8-liter tank capacity, on which you do somewhere around 100 to 150, depending on your riding style. So ignore the petrol pumps at your own peril, because the last thing that you want to do on a hot sunny day is lug around 260 kilos of dead weight.
But look at it. All put together, the 48 exudes cool from all corners.
Now the 48 has got a lot of old school ornaments. For starters, you get this meaty, chunky front balloon tire, a very old school touch. It's coupled with bob fenders, old school again. And then you got these underslung mirrors. So there's no doubt about the fact that this bike has got tons of personality. And trust me, if this bike were a man, it'd either be Steve McQueen or Sanjay Dutt. You know why? Because this bike is too cool for school. Now I want to show you the core character of any Harley Davidson motorcycle. Fire them up and everything vibrates. The foot pegs vibrate, the handlebars vibrate, what the hell. Even every pore of your body vibrates along with the motorcycle. But once you slam the gear and give it some gas, it's smooth, it's placid, and it's bloody comfortable at any speed. But the best bit is the sound that comes of the big V-twin 1200 cc 98 Newton meter engine. I mean, the sound is nothing less than a sexual symphony. Here, listen for yourself.
On the prowl, the low-slung stance hugs the road. Even at city speeds, the 48 steers sweetly in spite of the fat front Dunlop.
On the move, it's nimble, it's agile, and it's a fun-to-ride motorcycle. It's fast, but not fast enough to pluck your arms out of the socket. But a fun-to-ride motorcycle nevertheless. On the motorway, it did a 140, a rock-steady 140. So if you're looking at mile-munching or mapping the country on this motorcycle, you can do it without a worry.
Yes, it's a boulevard bruiser, and it's got enough power to munch endless miles on the motorway. But the only problem is, though the bike wouldn't get tired of munching miles, it surely would wear you off.
So the real culprit is the seating posture. I mean, you got low-rise handlebars along with a feet-forward design. As a result, the bike doesn't ensure a fatigue-free ride for long. I mean, anything post 100 kilometers at a stretch, you'll get tired and twitchy.
And now the biggest problem, shock absorption.
Now the bike has got a slam-down suspension design. That means there's not much scope for the suspension travel. The shock absorption is also relatively poor. I mean, the ride is not cushy. In fact, it's quite rigid. And trust me, every bump feels like a steel-toe boot on your backside. And that at times really hurts.
So it's that time where we get into details as to how much to pay and why to buy.
Yes, it's got tons of character, it's high on cool quotient, but probably a bit low on convenience and practicality. But you know what the saying is like, it's like, it's not easy nor cheap to be cool. So if you want to be cool, you got to pay the price. Yes, it's got a little quirks like the rigid suspension, the stingy tank, but still I learned to live with it. And Whenever I look at this bike, I find it bloody beautiful. And trust me, at 8.5 lakh rupees at Showroom Delhi, this is the coolest Harley your money can buy.
Well, that was our show for this week. We hope you had as much fun watching it as we did making it. Remember, you can catch the entire episode online at timesnow.tv or join the conversation facebook.com/timesdrive. Till next week then, drive it like you stole it.